Good evening. Welcome to our guided meditation session at Vajrayana Institute. And I'm Wai Cheong. So together for the next hour, we'll be doing two meditations. And for the first meditation, I thought we can explore a theme, which is expectations, our expectations of meditation. Which personally, after teaching meditation for quite a number of years, I noticed that we do bring expectations to meditation, and in and of itself, that is perfectly fine. That's what we do. But quite often, our expectations are, I would say, unrealistic regarding meditation. And today, I just give you one example, probably a very common one. It's not uncommon for people to come to meditation with the idea that meditation is going to do something to me. To meditate is a bit like, the example that comes to my mind is plug and play. We have this feeling that once I start to meditate, it's almost I'm going to plug myself into this device, this thing called meditation. And what it will do is it will completely shield me from the stress of my daily life or whatever it is that is bothering me, or unpleasant feelings that might be overwhelming me, or my stress, or my stressful thinking. All of those will be blocked by my meditation. And instead, I will be able to very quickly within my meditation, I will relax, I will calm down, I will experience peace. And I see that reflected in the way people talk about meditation. Sometimes people will say, oh, maybe after my guided meditation session, someone say, oh, that meditation doesn't work for me. This doesn't work for me. As in, it doesn't have the desired impact on me. That's how I interpret it. Or other time people will say, oh, that works really well for me, because they feel very relaxed, they feel quite calm after the meditation or during the meditation. I think sometimes we might have confused meditation with medication. It's a bit like our pill popping culture, where we pop a pill and we wait a certain duration of time, and then the effect of the drug will be noticeable, and then we may feel better, or the pain will go away. Unfortunately, that expectation is not so realistic in terms of meditation. Meditation, I have to say, will turn out to be a real disappointment. And many people are understandably disappointed by their meditation experiences. Meditation is actually quite a bit of work involved. It doesn't actually work for you. We ourselves have to do the work in the context of meditation. And what does the work entails? Usually has something to do with attention. How are we using our attention? And what do we notice about our habits of attention? So in this first meditation, we are going to try to see if we can approach meditation a little bit differently, if that has been your expectation, to try to change the expectation. Think of not so much that the meditation is going to do something for me, but instead I am going to make use of the context created by meditation to do something for myself, to learn something about myself, and to see whether I can get to know what are the conditions that I can adjust, or things that I can change that will promote different kind of experiences for myself. In particular, how can I use my attention differently? Confronting or noticing my old habits of attention. Is it possible for me to adjust that? Try on a different way of using my attention. So, first meditation, I will invite you to pay attention to your posture. I'm just repeating the same old thing as I always said. If you have attended quite a few of my sessions, I just keep repeating and repeating, but I just sort of give it a different twist, that's all. Pay attention to my posture. Is my posture, this particular posture I have adopted today for this session, is it the most suitable one? If not, maybe lying down on my back might be helpful. Sitting on the floor might be better. But I don't have that much options, but you may have, yeah. Attention to posture, attention to our own body, returning our attention, just a light touch, just to reconnect the mind and the body, just to become once again aware of the different sensations at the different parts of the body. Attention to our own body. What sort of effect will come out of it? Third one, attention to feelings or the different pleasant sensations that come forth as a part of the meditation. Of course, we will notice unpleasant sensations, and quite often maybe there's nothing, nothing particularly notable, neither pleasant nor unpleasant, and those are true. But on certain occasions, if we do notice very subtle, pleasant feelings, pleasant sensations, sensation of relaxation, sensations of the body softening, relaxing, unwinding, a feeling of comfort or ease. Is it possible to pay attention to those pleasant feelings, to include them into as a part of our meditation experience, to give them, to allow them to come to the forefront of our awareness? And then what sort of effect would that have? And lastly, if we have time, if we select a suitable object of meditation as a support for our attention, and all that we need to do is to remember to come back to it, not to stay with it. There's a big difference between these two approaches, right? Not so much to stay with it, focus on it, Instead, just remind ourselves, is it possible for me to return my attention to my object of meditation? Return my attention so that it can rest on the support of my meditation. For example, the breath. It can be anything else. It could be a mantra, it could be a visualized image, it could be some other bodily sensation apart from the breath. Some people use the sense of touch between in their hands, as a support. These physical sensations in the hands as a support for their attention. That is also possible. It's a very different feel if you use this kind of bodily sensation as a support versus using the breath as a support. Yeah, and you can find out for yourself what is the difference. Yeah. So these are 4 different ways we direct our attention to the posture, to the body, to the feeling, and finally to our chosen object of meditation. And what we do is we're going to work out for ourselves what sort of effect they have on us, and thereby adjust our expectations. Right? So let's do a meditation together. So take a few moments, just find a suitable posture for yourself. So I invite you to take a few moments at the beginning of the meditation to allow our body to find its way into the posture. Feel free throughout the meditation at any point of time to ignore what I'm saying if it is not helpful or not appropriate to your experience. You can just let what I say go. There's no need to follow it. So at the beginning, it might be good to let into our awareness, allow ourselves to notice sensations coming through at the points of contact between our body and our seat, our body and the ground, to become aware of sensations of solidity, firmness, and stability at those points of contact. These sensations, which are usually associated with the earth element, give us a sense that the body is well supported in this posture, well balanced, and safe. All these together have the effect of reassuring our body, so much so that the body may start to loosen up a bit. It can begin a natural unwinding process. It does not have to be so tight, so tense. And therefore, it can let go of some of those tensions and tightenings. And given time, our body may be able to settle down more and more comfortably into the posture. So that's the first step of acquiring a seat for our body in meditation. And next, by placing our attention, returning our attention to our own body, we see if we can help our body as well as our mind to shift gears, to transition into meditation. So let's start at the crown. See if you can become aware of sensations at the topmost part of our body. Maybe there is some tingling sensation at the crown, a slight pressure, feeling of warmth or coolness. It could also be nothing at all. We allow our attention to spread, to flow downwards into the face, into the forehead. See if you can notice sensations at your own face. Notice whether are you tensing up any of your facial muscles. And if you are, see if is it possible for you to gently relax those muscles. See if you can let into your own face a feeling of softness, of ease and comfort. Otherwise, be aware of sensations in the rest of the head, the sides of the head, the back of the head, and even inside the head. Just a light touch without much effort. Simply invite our attention to come back and reconnect with our own body. Moving downwards into the neck, the throat. Notice sensations here. And then continue down into the shoulders so that we can check in to see how our shoulders are feeling today. Sensations at the top of the shoulders, at the front, at the back, at the shoulder joints. And often we may store quite a bit of holding and tensing in the shoulders and neck area, tensions that do not go away easily. So see if we can simply acknowledge them and acknowledge any unpleasant feelings here. Continue on, allow attention to flow down both arms at the same time so that we notice sensations as we go. Notice sensations at the shoulder joints, sensations in the upper arms. Moving at your own pace, feel free to ignore me. Maybe you notice sensations in both elbows, in the forearms, and eventually in both hands. And now that we are aware of both arms, see if we can give permission and simply rest our hands, our arms on the physical support so that they can surrender their weight to gravity. Coming back, inviting our attention to come back to the chest. See if we can notice sensations here at the chest. Sensations not only at the skin or muscles, but also deep within our chest cavity. Notice sensations associated with the breath. And also notice sensations at the back. Sensations at our upper back. Sensations at our middle back. Directing our attention to flow downwards into the abdomen, we also become aware of sensations here. At the surface, at the skin, in the muscles, maybe deep within the abdominal cavity, sensing the various organs here. Notice sensations at the front of the body, as well as sensations at the back of the body. Moving further down into the pelvis, notice sensations here where powerful muscles gathered. Notice sensations in the various organs. And as we become aware of the weight of the pelvis, resting on our chair, on our seat, support, see if we can give permission and simply allow the weight through our pelvis to rest comfortably on its physical support. Let our attention continue down both legs at the same time, starting from the hips, traveling at our own pace towards the knees. Just notice the simple sensations along the way. From the knees down to the ankles. And eventually into both feet, including the toes. Now that we are aware of both legs, if we can give permission and rest the weight of both legs comfortably on the floor or their physical support, and surrender their weight to gravity. So now that we have returned our attention to our own body, to be in touch with bodily sensations, moving from head all the way down to the feet, Check in and notice how your body is feeling at this moment. Highlight any pleasant feelings that come forth now or subsequently. Whenever you notice pleasant feelings arising in your meditation, see if you can welcome them into your awareness. Allow yourself to enjoy those pleasant feelings, however mild they may be, a slight feeling of softness, a sense of relaxation, ease, comfort. And then for the third step, to deepen our meditation experience, we make use of an object of meditation, a support, which could be the breath sensations, which could be a particular bodily sensations, such as the touch in both hands. Could be a mantra if you like, could be a visualized image. And for the rest of the meditation, we simply invite our attention to come back and rest on our meditation object or support. Make that the resting place for our attention, inviting our attention to come back to it again and again. So coming back to the support of your meditation, gently guide your attention to it and allow your attention to rest on its support. Not to worry or be upset if we find our attention drawn elsewhere. When we notice it, we simply return it to its support, to its object of meditation. And as we settle into it, see if we can notice what sort of effects may come forth by directing our attention in this way. So coming back to the breath sensations at any point of time, or your support, whatever you are using as a support for your meditation, be aware of what is happening to your attention, whether it is drawn into thinking, into memories, into fantasies, or into some ongoing inner commentary. Or maybe attention come under the influence of sleepiness or downness, and is sliding away from the object of meditation into darkness. So see if we can simply notice and be aware of what is happening to our attention without getting upset, without feeling frustrated. Simply return our attention to our support, to our object of meditation, and start again. And then I invite you to expand the scope of your awareness, to check in and notice for yourself the effects of your meditation on your own body, on your posture, on how the body is feeling. Notice those parts of the body that might be feeling quite relaxed, at ease, comfortable. And also acknowledge areas of the body that might feel tight, tense, uncomfortable, maybe even in pain. Likewise, also check in on your mind, on the quality of your attention. Notice whether the mind is feeling maybe calmer, more peaceful, more at ease. Or maybe we can acknowledge that the mind is very busy, quite a bit of thinking, ruminating. And yet again, maybe the mind is feeling very sleepy, dark, dull. And we can conclude by highlighting anything positive that come out of the meditation, acknowledging everything else, but nonetheless highlights the positive, the helpful, the beneficial effects, and dedicate that may these wonderful effects will somehow stay with us, linger in our body and mind, to help us build new habits that will continue to benefit us. Okay, so I started this session talking about expectations, and I think one way to really help us continue our meditation practice, our exploration of meditation, is to learn to be aware of our expectations. We are going to have some, and learn to adjust them accordingly, make them more realistic, make them something more reasonable also, come closer to your own experiences. And the best way, of course, is to notice how you meditate and the effects of your meditation. For the second meditation, I thought to do one on compassion, because compassion is one of those quality that we can actually cultivate in meditation. And it's especially helpful to tackle our unrealistic expectation. Unrealistic expectation tends to be in the direction towards perfection. We expect ourselves to be perfect, our posture to be perfect, our experiences to be perfect. I don't exactly know what that is. What is the perfect meditation? But of course, we all have some idea in our mind, some image. And compassion is particularly helpful when we don't live up to our own expectations. And when we put down ourselves, or we get upset with ourselves, we get frustrated. Compassion is wonderful. We say, oh, it's all right. No big deal. Maybe next time I can do better. And it really softens up the whole things. It helps us open our hearts. Someone told me that advice, one of the advice His Holiness the Dalai Lama gave for facing these difficult times, very stressful times we are now in, and also is to cultivate and try to have a calm mind and warm hearts, which is an interesting, but I think very relevant advice, especially when we want to bring about positive change either within ourselves or in the world around us. Very important to have a calm and clear mind, and also to have a warm heart. Because it's so easy for us to be angry, to fall into hatred, or to feel despair, hopeless. And on a more mini scale, we find that is also how we may react in our meditation. We get very frustrated if we are not able to calm down, or we don't feel comfortable in our meditation, we are not getting our desired or expected results. We might, some of us may actually be very harsh on ourselves, very critical, very judgmental on ourselves. I'm a bad meditator, not able to do my meditation perfectly. I think compassion is perfect for this antidote for such an attitude, which is to really acknowledge what is happening, and to incline the mind to try to, how should I say, it's more like to respond a bit differently to what we find within our own experiences, especially when it doesn't match our perfect image, doesn't match our expectations. The way I do compassion is I tend to repeat a few stock phrases. So I invite you to start with that. Feel free to change the words to something appropriate to your situations or to what comes to mind in your meditation. We're going to start with ourselves, and then we're going to turn our mind to others. There may be other people that we know that are going through a hard time. One very helpful way to, at least on a mental level, to relate to them. Because sometimes when people are in trouble, of course, we want to help, but sometimes we felt overwhelmed by the suffering or the suffering involved. We might have a tendency to close our hearts. We don't want to feel because it's too painful, too difficult. We don't know what to do with those emotions triggered. And compassion is a good response. And learning to keep the heart open, at least on a mental level, try to maintain a connection, even though maybe physically or in reality we can't do much to change or to help at this moment. At least we don't have to close our heart. We can try to touch a compassionate response within ourselves. It's very simple, just repeat a few phrases and then just trust to, not so much to manufacture a feeling, but just trust to our heart when it is ready, to give it some time, of course. When it's ready, it will respond in its own way. So I repeat to myself a few simple phrases, and you might want to start with this and change them as you go along. I would say to myself, towards oneself, may I be free from pain and sorrow. May I find healing. May I find peace. And I acknowledge that not everybody would resonate with these words. So that's why I always remind people to feel free to adapt it accordingly. Pain and sorrow refer to physical and mental or emotional suffering. So it's my way of encompassing all the different suffering that we are subjected to. And I tend to wish for healing. I don't wish for a miracle. I do wish from within to find the strength within ourselves to adapt, to heal from hurts, and to be able to deal with the situation to our best of ability. And eventually, even if I'm not bubbly happy at the end of it, at least I can find a measure of peace. So let's do a meditation on compassion. So as usual, start off with a posture. Please be compassionate to yourself, to your own body, and choose one that feels comfortable. So just as before, take a few moments at the beginning of the meditation to allow our body to once again settle into the posture. Take care that the spine, the back is comfortable in this posture, that it is naturally upright if you are sitting, or straight if you are lying down on the back. Take care that the full length of our spine is at ease, that the posture is not introducing additional unnecessary strain or tension into the spine, especially at the neck and the lower back. So to help our body and mind once again to transition into meditation, we can start with taking a few deep breaths. Breathing in and out deeply, we remind ourselves on the out breath to release. And we allow the breath to settle back to its natural rhythm without the need to control it in any way. Don't have to make it longer or shorter, deeper, slower, not necessary. Allow our body to breathe itself. And for the first few minutes of the meditation, we rest our attention on the breath sensations in our body. Come back to it if we do get distracted. And each time when we breathe out, as we notice an out breath, we remind ourselves mentally with the word release. Breathing out, not only are we releasing carbon dioxide from our lungs. Maybe we can also release some of the unnecessary tightness, tensions in the different parts of the body. Breathing out, maybe the tensions in our face, where we unconsciously might tense up the muscles of the forehead, or muscles around the eyes, muscles of the jaw. Breathing out, releasing. See if we can let go of some of those tightness and tension in the face and welcome in a feeling of softness, of relaxation and ease into our own face. So coming back to the breath, reconnecting with the breath sensations, breathing out slowly, mindfully, simply say the word release. A gentle reminder to our own system, to our own body, our own mind, that they can release in their own time, in their own way. We can set aside some of the thoughts, some of the concerns that pop into our mind, and maybe other parts of our body may also respond to the word release and start to unwind, start to loosen up, and start to relax. And then we can let go of the breath, allow it to settle back into the background. Just think to ourselves that this process of unwinding, of releasing of body and mind can continue in the background as we turn our attention to the cultivation of a warm, compassionate heart. So we pick a few simple phrases that best convey our understanding of compassion towards oneself. And we can simply begin by slowly, mindfully repeating those phrases. Just allow them to stir up certain images, memories. So you may want to start with my stock phrases. May I be free from pain and sorrow. May I find healing. May I find peace. So repeat the words at your own pace. No hurry, slowly, mindfully. Pause for a while and then repeat. We start with the words and see what may come forth from our own mind and heart. Images, memories, awareness of our own difficulties or struggles, whichever arise within our own awareness. See if we can find a compassionate response to our own struggle, to our own difficulties, to our own pain. May I be free from pain and sorrow. May I find healing. May I find peace. Coming back to the words, to the phrases, if we do get distracted, no worries. Compassion that we are cultivating is not problem solving. We're not trying to solve the problem. We're simply trying to find an attitude within our own hearts, a different way to relate to our own pain and suffering, our struggles, our failures, our disappointments. Something a bit different from being frustrated, angry, upset, despair. We see if we can contact the warm heart of compassion that we all have. May I be free from pain and sorrow. May I find healing. May I find peace. So coming back to our phrases of compassion, sometimes the meditation is quite simple. Simply repeat the words. Just stay mindful to the intention, the compassionate intention behind those words. And that is enough. May I be free from pain and sorrow. May I find healing. May I find peace. So feel free to continue radiating compassion towards oneself if you want to do that. Otherwise, we can also turn our attention to others in our life. Bring to mind someone we know. Picture the person in your mind's eye and offer this person the same phrases of compassion. May you be free from pain and sorrow. May you find healing. May you find peace. And maybe the words might trigger your memories. You can reflect on, you can become aware of this person's struggles, suffering, pain, as well as the causes of those suffering and pain. See if we can find within ourselves the same compassionate response towards this person. May you be free from pain and sorrow. May you find healing. May you find peace. So coming back to the practice of compassion, feel free to stay as long or as short as you want to with each person, moving on when you feel ready. And for each person that we bring to mind, see if we can slowly, mindfully repeat the phrases of compassion and offer our compassion sincerely to each one of them. May you be free from pain and sorrow. May you find healing. May you find peace. And then finally, to conclude the meditation on compassion, we can take the last few minutes and expand the scope of our awareness to include all sentiments or living beings. And just on the level of aspiration, direct our thoughts to all of them, wishing may each and every one of them be free of pain and sorrow. May they find healing. May they find peace. And then we can conclude with a dedication, thinking of gathering up all things positive that we have created this evening through our meditation practice. We direct that positive momentum towards the fulfillment of our own higher aspirations for ourselves as well as for others. We dedicate that may anything helpful or beneficial that come out of our practice, may they stay with us, may they linger in body and mind, so that they can continue to benefit us long after the meditation is over. Okay, thank you everyone for your attention. And come July, I will be continuing the Monday and Wednesday evening guided meditation at 6. Even though we have a break from the other teaching activities. So I hope to see you next week here, same time, same place. So take care. Good night.